Today, I'm going to share with you how to deal with sales objections like, I can't afford it, as this is one of the biggest obstacles that my clients come to me with. I'm Lisa Johnson, a multi-six-figure business coach, and in 2 years, I've built a business online where I make 80% of my income from passive and semi-passive income streams. If you know me quite well, then you'll already know that selling with integrity is hugely important to me. It's not about forcing people into the sale or making them feel guilty if they don't buy. These things may surprise you, but there are examples of selling in this way out there in our industry. That's not the way I do things. Dealing with sales objections in general is quite straightforward, but only if you've taken the time to understand the potential client's circumstances properly. It's simply about demonstrating that the value of your product or service meets the needs of your client. So you've got to get under their skin of those needs in order to be able to show how what you've got to offer will address those needs. If you're facing objections in a sales call with a potential client, then you simply haven't sold the value. The most common yet least valid sales objection is, I can't afford it. And this is the one that my clients find most difficult to overcome. It's simply not true. It's always another problem masked as a money problem. Your job is to get through that stuff and address whatever the real issue is. Everybody has the ability to make the money if they want or need something enough. I regularly get potential clients of my own that say exactly the same thing, and when I challenge them about finding a way to raise the money, they then do. One client of mine who really wanted to work with me sold her unwanted items on eBay to raise the cash in a week. Not only did she get what she wanted, she also managed to clear out some of the stuff in her house. You're probably thinking, well, how did you get to the point of getting her to sell the stuff on eBay? Well, people will act when there's a real urgency for a desire to be fulfilled or a pain point they're experiencing that they desperately want to be solved. It's about getting to that point. Asking questions early in the sales or discovery call to really understand the reason why they're interested in working with you in the first place. Once you understand that, you've just got to sell the value. If you're getting price objections, you haven't sold the value. A couple of simple yet powerful questions will help you do this. The first is, what's it costing you to not solve this problem? The second, what happens if you don't solve it? The value then has to be more than the cost. That cost might be quite tangible. For example, not solving this problem means I will lose 30,000. Well, if your service costs 2,000, then that's a no-brainer, right? If it's a problem that's less tangible, say you're a health coach and your potential client's at risk of getting diabetes if they don't act, then it's exploring and highlighting the consequences of that. Now, you still might face a price objection. Typically, there's two reasons for that happening. One, the value doesn't outweigh the cost. This happens sometimes. In those situations, the right thing to do, if you're selling with integrity, is not to sell it. Sometimes I tell my potential clients that it's just not right for them. And that's okay. In fact, it's better than okay, it's good. Because it demonstrates your credibility, and it also demonstrates integrity in what you do. And whilst you may not have made a sale in that conversation today, do you think they'll come back if they need you in the future? Of course. Do you think they'll recommend you to other people? Damn right they will. The second is some people might still think it's too expensive for them and more than they were expecting. In these situations, I find that one of two things works. One is to shut up. Some people need a few moments to process things and they'll generally step forward into the silence when they're ready to. Or you need to link back and reinforce the value and how you address their pain point. You might say something like, okay, so a minute ago you told me that if you don't take action to address this situation, then you'll lose 30,000. Can you afford not to take the action? My biggest recommendation, I guess, is to ensure that your sales call does have a clear yes or no outcome. That's far better than a maybe or think about it for both of you. So it's all about getting to the value of a desire to be fulfilled or a pain point to be solved. If you can do that, then you'll always be able to handle the I can't afford it objection. Stay tuned and watch my next video. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it too.